Hey traders, I thought I'd show you a trade that didn't work. We see so many trades on YouTube or different social media platforms about how great the trades are and how much money could be made. Well, not every trade works out. So here was a trade, and here's the thinking behind the trade. And it certainly looked like it was going to work out, but then it didn't. Got stopped out, actually break even. And prices are just sitting here right now. So the thinking was, as you know, this market's been up a lot, gapping up, continuing to move higher. And one of the trades that often sets up on a day-to-day basis is filling the gap. So my thinking was, the market being up as much as it has been, multiple days in a row, momentum was beginning to stall. It would fill the gap. Now, there are gaps between bars, and there's what's called inside gaps, meaning it gaps within the prior day's range. However, it leaves a gap intraday that could be filled. So today, SNPY was gapping up again. You can see it on the daily chart. I like to look at it in multiple time frames. Now, I knew that it hadn't rolled over enough yet to make a big move to the downside, but filling a gap isn't a big move. It's a scalping day trading move. So the daily momentum stall yesterday gapped up again. I like to look at the 65-minute chart to see if it starts moving sideways and violating support. It has not done that yet, but it's a narrow range day. The probability is, with a narrow range day, it easily could violate a prior day's low. We'll see if that happens tomorrow. Maybe it goes down today after the FOMC meeting minutes. So the 15-minute chart, as you can see here, looks like maybe it's bottoming out to go up again. We'll see. So the thinking was, and it attempted to go up here. You had this red bar ignored and it moved up and it started to break out. I didn't want to go long because it's up so many days in a row. Nonetheless, it could have went higher. So it pulled back here. The retracement was relatively deep and it formed a buy setup. The trend being up in the other time frames, it certainly could have worked out. So as it started to fail, I said, okay, this should go down and fill the gap. That was the thinking. Every trade plan, every trade setup creates a belief about what's going to happen in the future. So rather than using SPY, I said, let's use the leveraged. The leveraged instrument, not that one, XL. That's the semiconductors. So here was the trade. As it began to break lower, I sold it short. And the thinking was it would go down here and fill the gap. Well, not every trade just moves down fluidly to go down there, and you got to sit through some noise, especially when it's a counter trend trade. Even though it's extended, buyers are still in control but might lose control. So here it was, right away, profit. Comes back up to the entry point. All right, here we go. The stop is above the pivot. You got to give it enough room. Wide range bar down. Okay, it's a lock. It's going to go. Well, as it comes down to the prior pivot low, I know there's going to be buyers down there. And here they show up again, and it's got a bottoming tail bar. This is where bar by bar analysis comes in. You have to put each bar in the context of what's happening on the bigger time frames. So on the 5-minute chart, as long as it stayed below here or made a lower high, we should be fine, and it was okay. And I thought, okay, breaks the low here, going down to the gap fill. Immediately it stops. Well, why did it stop with nothing to the left? Well, the futures were near a prior low from pre-market, but pre-market trading is lower volume, and I thought, okay, it'll go through it. Well, that didn't happen. Moved the stop to break even and got stopped out break even. It's not moving anywhere. This bottoming tail bar is supportive that if it can clear these highs, it could go up to the high of the day. I just wanted to point out that not every trade works out. Even when you've done this trade setup time and time again in the past, and it was profitable, there's no guarantees it's going to work out on another day. So you manage them accordingly to what's happening on that particular day. And on this day, it was a break-even trade. And now, looks like maybe we're going to go long again. Look, if you want education like this, consider my new course that's going to be available sometime next week. I've done recording it. A lot of examples just like this in the course. You'll love it. If you have questions, email me, Greg at Master Trader.